Thank you.
Happy hot.
Yeah, it's got a very nutty flavor to it.
You want this light on back here, over here? Or
Yeah, it's fine. Try it off. Good morning. On is good, probably. My lighting guy over here, Kyle's figuring out the lighting. How are you today? How is life going for you? What's been going on this week? How have you been? I have a great story from yesterday to tell you. We took the kids out somewhere and had an absolute blast. So I can't wait to tell you the story of this. But I hope everyone is doing lovely. Let's get to some of my friends over here. Ow, my hair's in my eyeball. Hey, Darren. I saw that tornado that you posted that was like super close to your house. I am so glad that you are okay. Cammie said, good morning, beautiful Jen. And Chatters, good morning, Cammie. Stacy, hello. How is Iowa doing, my dear? Hey, Chance. Kyle just finished making me my latte. So I told him thanks a latte. Stacy says, you look great. Thank you, Stacy. Cheryl says, good morning, Jen. Good morning, Cheryl. Darren says, Jen. Sarah says, hey, Jen and Kyle. Laura's here. Good morning. Erin. Good morning, Jen. Hope you're doing well. Sarah says, I love watching you both. Well, we love having you here. Kyle's videos, if everybody doesn't know, he does Bussin' Bethunes, and his videos come out once a week on Sundays. And so he shows you his perspective of drive days and bus stuff and everything that he loves. Darren says 23-minute drive west of it. That's still way too close for comfort for a tornado to be next to you. We had one when we were in Ohio. Y'all, we were in Ohio. We were near Put-in Bay. And it was all clear outside. And then all of a sudden, all of these like dark clouds came rushing in, like covering everything. It was almost pitch black outside. And then, because we're in the bus, right? And they don't have any tornado shelters at this particular campground. They have bathhouses, but the bathhouses were super far away. And so all of a sudden, these sirens start going off and like Eli broke down crying. All three of the kids were crying. It was terrifying. I could not even imagine being in a tornado or any natural disaster and just that's awful, and terrifying. Sassy Southern girl says, hey, Jen and Kyle. Hey, Kyle's in the background over here. I'll show him to you. He can wave for a second, enjoying his coffee and Facebook. Actually, he's been looking up hikes for us. So for in the area, some awesome hikes. Stacy said, oh, tell Kyle I bought your latte machine and love it. Great machine for the price.
Yeah, for the money, you can't beat it.
Isn't like, it was, I think I gave somebody asked for the link the other day and it was like the Prime Day or whatever. It was like $110 and it makes a pretty amazing latte. Like these are fantastic. So yay, thank you for using that link. Darren says, hi, Kyle and kids. The kids are still asleep. Those kids, bless their hearts, they take full advantage of summer vacation. And Ben stays up all night gaming with his friends. And Molly's chatting with her friends. And apparently all kids stay up late during the summertime. But once School of UP is over, we'll go to School of UP. That's the 1st through the 11th of August. And so once that's over, we're going to have to get back onto a routine with the kids. And they're not going to be a fan of this. Sarah says, so hot in New Hampshire today. I bet it is toasty everywhere. And we're going to leave here in the next few days. Like we leave Washington. It has been so beautiful here. And so we will be in some of that heat and get to experience it. So sending some cold weather your way. Angela says, good morning. Hey, Angela, Texas. I just came home from running errands and you were on live. I was thinking when I was shopping, I would love to see Jen, and there you are. Yeah, I'm trying different days for the live stream. I want to do one live stream a week. I really enjoy just like sitting here and chatting with you about all the things. And I really want to do one a week. So I'm playing with days. Last week I tried out Friday. This week, I'm trying out Wednesday, which is today. I kind of like the idea of breaking up the week, 2 videos, a live stream, and then 2 videos. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Heidi, good morning, Jen, Kyle, and fam. I just started reading your book. Loving it. Thank you. It's wild to like have a book sitting on my bookshelf and have my name on it and people reading it, and it's been a very cool experience. Thank you so much for believing in me and supporting me. You're amazing, Heidi. Thank you. Dreamcatcher says hi, everyone. Hey. Chance says, watch the weather YouTubers when you know storms are going to be in your area. I find them to be more useful than the local weather. They come on and stay for the majority of the storm, warning us. Yes. Who is that? Ryan Hall, y'all? Who else do you listen to?
Max Velocity is really good too.
Yeah, Kyle likes Ryan Hall and Max Velocity. He's the weather guy. He lets me know if there's any crazy weather coming. But yeah, when we were in Texas, oh my gosh, there was one time we're camping on Brazoria Beach in Texas. And it's near south of Houston. I think an hour south of Houston. North or south. Anyway, near Houston. So we're on the beach and there is severe weather coming in and we've got to evacuate. And so we were watching Ryan Hall, y'all, the entire time. And you were so right, Chance. I feel like they are so informative. They stay with you. Like it feels comforting almost to have that person that's monitoring it, that there's no fluff. They're really there. And that's something I just adore about YouTube, is that it's real people making you feel safe. Darren said, Jen, I was thinking to run out to do something this morning, then seeing you had a live chat up and decided to postpone my outing. I'm so glad that you are here with me this morning, Darren. I scheduled it yesterday because once I schedule it, it'll notify everybody that there's a live chat that's on or scheduled or whatever. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do it once a week. I love grabbing my coffee. I love sitting and just chatting with y'all. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Chance said Max Velocity. Yes, yes, yes. Born under a wandering star said, good rising, ladies. Good morning. How are you today? Cami says, prayers in those in Texas who lost lives in the flood. That flood was just insane. You know, I have chills thinking about it now. How just to lose someone in it, to be forced into these experiences. I had heard of a man who lost his life saving his family. He had to punch the window to get out, and it had hurt his arm, and he lost too much blood, and he unfortunately passed away, but he got his family to safety. Just the weather is wild. The weather is so wild. And you know, I think, like Kyle and I have talked before about this and the weather patterns. It's like, you know, when our bodies have a virus, our bodies try and flush out that virus. I truly believe Mother Earth, you know, is hurting with all the pollution and the waste and the overconsumption and so much of that. She's trying to get rid of this virus that is hurting her essentially. So, you know, it's just awful. It's just so awful all the way around. Patty's Place says, hi, Jen. Yay, I'm catching you on a live. Love you, Jen, and your beautiful family. I love you too, Patty. I really enjoy doing these live streams and hanging out. It's a great way to start my day. I agree, Jen. Rhonda says, almost missed this. Bad air quality in New Hampshire today. Not good with COPD. Staying inside until Friday. You know, bad air quality is such a real thing. I never really comprehended it and understood it until we left Florida, right? And started traveling. And then you get into wildfire season out here in the West. And then when fires are happening, they're active. it really brings down that air quality and you feel like you can barely breathe. So I can only imagine what you go through, Rhonda, with having COPD. Sending you all the love and all the light. I hope that the air freshens up so that way you can go outside. Oh, Lasagna! Good. Thank you for clarifying that. I try to remember as many names. So if you have, a screen name that has a different name than your name, please tell me your name because I will try and remember as many as I can. Sarah says folding laundry and hanging out. I've got some laundry to fold. Kyle and I went the other day to a cute little laundromat. Where was that? Issaquah. I love Issaquah. Issaquah is so stinking cute. But we went to this adorable little laundromat. It was so tiny. And got all the laundry done for a family of 5. That's a lot of laundry. Sonia says the weather is manufactured. That's my belief. I don't put anything past anyone. I've never seen it with my own eyes. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? And so I think that there's a lot that plays into the weather, and living this life has shown me the overconsumption that I had before I lived this life. When we lived in a house, Amazon would be at the house every day, sometimes multiple times a day, because when you're living a busy life, you have to have convenience. And we would just have to order through food services and all of that, and the plastic waste, the boxes. Florida doesn't have a great recycling program. And so just so much stuff goes to landfills. And so now we're really intentional with our purchases, and we don't buy it if we don't need it. I used to feel like I got happiness from going and buying things. I realized that, like going on a shopping trip, retail therapy, as they called it, right? It would make me feel good for an hour or two, or the first time that I wore it, but then that happiness wears off. And so once I learned that I was just buying things to bring me happiness, I was like, oh, I don't like this feeling. And so now I buy things that spark happiness within me. And I don't buy a lot of things. We prefer to spend our money on like experiences and stuff. So like when we go out and get coffee, we have like a little coffee budget that's what we spend. That's what we spend on it because it's something we enjoy. We would rather go out and spend time together than buying a lot of material things, and to each their own. Everybody has the right to do their own thing and love their own thing. Tammy says, good morning, Jen. So glad to catch you live. Our ceiling is almost done. We are thinking the fall will be our time to start our adventures. I cannot wait to see you out here on the road. Y'all have been long overdue for getting out here and just enjoying life. You both deserve it so much. Chance says, it's been crazy. It's been hazy here in Northwest Montana due to the fires in Canada. Let me tell you, though, when in fire season, bless y'all, just sending you so much love, so much light. When we were in Acton, California, that was our first experience of fire season. And fire season is very real. We're at Thousand Trails and we're sitting outside, and all of a sudden, like a mile from our bus in the little mountain, we see smoke billowing up, and we're like, oh, Missouri. Thank you. Not Montana, Missouri. Yeah, one thing came out anyway. So we see this smoke billowing up, and we go down to the office and we're like, what do we do? There's a fire. Like, what's the protocol? And the woman's like, they come and put it out. I'm like, no, like there's supposed to be evacuation. Like, what's going on? And so within like 10 minutes, there was a helicopter that zoomed over and put the fire out. But could you imagine like the fire coming down the mountain to your house? Like that has to be absolutely terrifying. So all of these seasons that in Florida, I had no idea existed, they're real and they are scary for people. And so I try to put myself in that situation as much as I can. And I have so much empathy and love for the people that have to go through that. Sassy Southern Girl says we're under a heat advisory for the next 10 days at least. Temps 97 to 98. So heat index will literally be insane. I wish I was somewhere cooler. I feel you. When it is that hot outside, you don't want to go out and do anything. You want to go straight from where you are to your car, and hopefully your car has remote start so that way it can start cooling down. The heat has been wild this summer, and I'm very grateful that we're able to be up here. Even Mora, where our property is, has been in kind of a heat wave, 85. But yeah, most of the country is just sweltering. Vesper says, hi, I'm a bit late. Better late than never. It's always better to be late than never do something. So I'm so glad you're here. MP says, hi from St. Louis. I'm originally from Portland. So your Pacific Northwest trip is so cool to see. I love Portland. When we were in the van, fell in love with Portland. We only spent one day there. We got to go to Powell Books and we ate at a really cool eatery, and we just got to drive through the city. It is also where my children first saw a homeless person kind of expose themselves on the street, and it was a great growing opportunity for them to be able to see that and not hold judgment and understand that that person is doing the best in the situation that they can. But yeah, Portland is such a wild, amazing city. I love it. Love it. Sonia says, I agree, Jen. I used to really enjoy grocery shopping. Not anymore. Yeah, grocery shopping, it's gotten so expensive. We've really had to cut back in certain areas because groceries in different regions are more expensive than others. And yeah, it's tough right now for so many people for many different reasons. And so, I just try to have empathy for everybody and try and put myself in their shoes. And yeah, I feel you, Sonia. Not Montana, Missouri. Yeah, I am MOMT. I tried. Vesper says, wow, these hot temperatures are painful, insane. Yeah, they are. I can't remember. I don't know. When I was a kid, I guess maybe I didn't feel the heat as much because Florida didn't seem as hot. But now Kyle went back last year to take Ben for the month to see Mimi and Popo. And he said it was just absolutely sweltering. He was soaked as soon as he walked outside. I definitely do not miss those hot temperatures. Darren says, Jen, the smoke here on Friday was bad. Air quality was 11 plus into the evening. Could almost taste the smoke. Yeah, that's one of those things that you don't realize when you don't live in a place that has fire seasons. It is like burning your throat. So stay inside. I'm so sorry, Darren, that you're going through that. Hopefully it dissipates soon. Robin says, good morning, Jen and fam. Happy Wednesday to you all. Happy Wednesday, Robin. I'm really glad you're here. Reagan's here. Hey, how are you doing, my sweet friend? Patty says, Jen, you and the family should put the New England area in the fall on your bucket list. I know how much you appreciate the trees. You would love it. Oh, girl, that has been on my bucket list for so long. To be able to do Salem, Massachusetts for sometime in the spooky season is one of my definite things I want to do. We want to explore New England. We went up there. We were still living in a house. This was the summer that we brought Eli home with us. We found out we were pregnant with Eli on this trip, and we would go on long summer trips. And this particular summer, we went all the way up to Bar Harbor, Maine, and back down. And the Northeast was so beautiful. We have not been back up there in the bus, in either of the buses. And so we definitely want to get back up there. Who knows? We're kind of, I don't know. We're up in the air with our life and what we're doing, but I would like to get there soon. Andrea! Hey, Jen, I caught you on a live. I'm so happy. Love you, Jen. I love you right back. I am so sorry we couldn't meet up in the winter time, but I hope that I get to hug you in person one day. Sassy Southern Girl says, overconsumption is a real thing. I used to do exactly like you and buy everything because it made me feel good. I don't buy anything now that I don't really need. I could easily be a nomad and travel. Yeah, you know, we want to work towards, Kyle and I, backpack travel, and we want to take the kids on some backpacking trips worldwide, but mostly like for our retirement, I guess we want to be like our friends Sandy and Jed. They live out of their backpacks and they travel the world. And you know, even now I still do have a lot of clothes. The cool thing is though, is like getting to be an ambassador for Cantha Bay. They send me clothes to take pictures in and, you know, trade content for clothing. And so it's really cool that those pieces, like the pieces that they give me, I pass on to other people because I just feel like people need to feel love in these clothes and they spark joy. And yeah, money's not necessarily my thing. I think that you need it, right? You need it to make the world go round. But it's not everything. It is not everything. I want money to be able to pay my bills, support my family, and help other people when I can. It's like when we have extra money, we always give. What were we talking? Oh, we were talking about not long ago, Kyle bought somebody's groceries. And Ben was like, well, if you don't really have the money for it, why are you doing that? And Kyle's like, because that person needed the money more than I did in that moment. And the universe always gives back what you give. And yeah, I'm with you. I would rather, instead of have that overconsumption, buy somebody's lunch for them. You know, it's just stuff. And when we moved out of our bus, when we moved into the bus, moved out of our big house, we had to sell all the stuff that we accumulated. And so much of it, like we gave away for free, right? And it was just in that moment, I was like, I don't ever want to be here again. I don't ever want to let stuff consume me. Like we have to buy storage units to store stuff to sit there. And so, yeah, we try and live much more minimally now. Darren says, last count I heard that 60-ish fires in the north of me, Jen. Oh my gosh, that's insane. That's a lot of wildfires. Please stay safe up there, Darren. I'm sending you all the love that I can. That's wild. Stars Like Confetti says, Jen, so good to see you. May I ask what stones your rings are? One looks like Larimar. It is. So this one is Ocean Jasper. I got this one in Astoria, Oregon. I forget that rock shop, but it was such a cool shop and it looked like a fun eye. And so this one's Ocean Jasper. This one is Larimar. That's from the ring is from a shop in Tampa, but Larimar comes from the Dominican Republic. And it's such one of my favorite stones. It cools my voice a little bit and helps me find my calm. And then this one, actually, I got at Schoolie UP last year. My friend Ryan Thompson, he started making silver spoon rings. And this was actually, you can see it, it was a silver spoon. And it was the part where you hold. Anyway, it was this beautiful little flower. This one I got in quartzite. This is spiny oyster shell. And the man that made it, his name was Don, and such a great guy, such a funny character. And so I got that one there. This one I got in Las Vegas, New Mexico on my birthday, not last year, but the year before. And it's a bloodstone. And this one is one of my very favorite ones that I wear. And then this one, I'll take it off so you can see it a little better. It is called Watermelon Tourmaline. And I actually got this one from that same shop that I got my Ocean Jasper, but it's a green rind and then pink in the center. So yeah, these are just some of the ones I wear. It depends on the day. Sometimes I will wear totally different ones, but I used to have a really big, I still have it. It's my engagement ring that Kyle gave me. And I just love wearing my stones. Andrew says, I totally believe we'll meet someday. And when we do, it'll feel like home and we've known each other forever. Me too. I completely agree. The universe has perfect timing. And, I'm hardly ever on my phone, y'all. If I am doing something, like I'm pouring so much of my love into genuinely being in the videos and the channel. because I feel like you can't do a bajillion things well. You can only do one or two well. And so I really want to put my efforts into what we're building here together, because you you get lost really quick, right? In the Instagram and the Facebook, and you got to make these short form, and you got to make this real. And, we did that for so long. And I'm like, influencer is not for me. The only thing I want to influence you to do is to start your intentional healing journey. That's it. I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell anything. I can sell stuff that works for me. But all that to say, this phone isn't with me much. It's a glorified walkie-talkie, and it feels really good not to feel like I have to do the Instagram and the Facebook, and I can post when I want to on there. I'm not a slave to the algorithm anymore. And so if I miss your message, I'm sorry. It's not because I don't love you. It's just because I'm hardly ever on that thing. Angela says, just grocery shopping for me. Money is too tight to just burn it. We are trying to get by on one income. I'm sure the chat will relate. Absolutely. It is, back when Kyle and I first got married, he was going to college. He decided to go to college, and I worked. And so he stayed home, and I worked at PetSmart, and I made like $55,000 a year, which was fantastic for a, 21-year-old. But that was back in 2008. And so, even when I worked, got pregnant with Ben, and then Kyle worked and I stayed home, we could get by. We could get by. But now I don't know how people are doing it in traditional houses. It's just astronomically expensive. Like electric bills are through the roof with the heat, and something's got to give. Something's got to give, because it's becoming a burden on a lot of people. So you are not alone, Angela. We are all out here doing our best every single day. Christopher, girl, I forgot. It's okay. Better late than never. Vesper said, lots of stuff can be a real burden. Yes, it can. It bogs you down. Like, I don't know if this was you, but man, the more stuff I have, I feel suffocated. Like in Blue Betty, we got to a point where we had a little too much stuff, but it was because not everything had a place. And so when we moved into Daisy, I brought bare bones stuff in the U-Haul to put into her. And because I really dialed back on what we needed to bring, everything has a place. And so on travel day, I really don't have to take much down, it's very nice to live minimally at this point. Chris says, I love your kitchen. Thank you. It's coming along. We've got still some projects to do. I would say the bus is like 85% done. I've got to do the backsplash. But the thing is, in these campgrounds, they don't allow you to do work on your RV or your bus because they don't like the loud sawing and the mess, which is totally understandable. So once we get to Kyle's parents for the winter, we're going to get to do a lot more projects, and he'll have actual help. Like, I'm there for moral support and I can hold stuff up to screw it, right? But when you need someone to think in the same carpentry kind of way, it's very helpful. Sassy Southern Girl says, that sums it all up. Just stuff. It is just stuff that we accumulate. And I had, goodness, so embarrassing to admit this, but like 150 pairs of shoes. Like 150 pairs of shoes. Some I'd never even worn. They were just on my closet shelf to look at. And each house we've had extremely large closets. But, that was something that I found joy in then. And now what I find joy in is loving a piece well. Like my Earth Runners, bless those shoes. They're the official shoes of me. But I wear those every day. And then if we go out on a date, I have like one pair of high heels. So I have a total of like 3 or 4 pairs of shoes now. And I just love them well. And so much happier without all the stuff. Reagan says, I'm doing pretty good, Jen, and I love your videos so much. Hope all is well. Thank you. I am so enjoying doing this and showing up and doing what I'm doing. I love it, and I'm glad that you love it too. Cami says, agree about the stuff. I am having a garage sale next weekend and will be donating the rest. You know, sometimes the campgrounds have garage sales, and I wish you all the best for your yard sale. Something me, Kyle, and Eli love to do is we love to go yard sailing. As a matter of fact, Eli asked the other day, he's like, hey, are we going to go to some yard sales soon? I kind of miss going yard sailing. And so he's a little old man. He likes going and looking at stuff. And Eli's my kid that he prefers an art museum over like flashy, loud, crazy jungle gym places. He likes to go and look at the art. He's our museum kid. If we say, hey, we're going to a museum, he's the first one in the car. And it's pretty cool that he likes calm and soft things. But yes, garage sales are amazing. Stars like confetti. Ooh, thanks for the show and telling of the rings. So pretty. I've got a bunch of them in there, and I rotate them out like different seasons that I'm in. My ring arrangement will look differently. So like this is my at-home ring arrangement. And then if I go out, there's usually a ring on every finger, and they all have a purpose. And before I put them on, I always say an intention of what I want that ring to bring me for the day. So it's helpful. Yes, the stuff, all the stuff. Christopher says, at least you're sustainable living this way. You know, we really are. I was amazed at, before I moved into a bus, I had no idea where my water came from. I had no idea where my trash went. I didn't have to deal with my bodily waste because it went down in the septic tank, right? And so now you really see how much you consume. Like how much is our water tank?
100 gallons.
We have a 100-gallon water tank on board. And you would think like 100 gallons is quite a bit. It is not quite a lot, but it really keeps us in check with how much we use the water, how much we waste the water. Even when I go wash my hands, like I'll go to a public bathroom and I'll wash my hands, I turn the water off as I'm scrubbing and then rinse them. As a matter of fact, we were at a friend's house for dinner a couple years ago, and they were making spaghetti, and they had a small pot and they filled it all the way up, and we're like, oh my gosh, I need the big pot. And so they dumped all the water out and then grabbed the big pot and then filled the big pot up. And I'm like, oh, what about your water? Like, you're going to run out of water. No, they have a full supply of water. Crime Prano says, hi, your puppies and fam. The puppies are over here. I will show you. Look at those puppies. Look at those puppies. Hi, the Fifis. The Kevsters. Yeah. I know. And the Wheezies over there laying down. They're all excited. Yeah, because as soon as we get done with the live, we're going to go on a long walk. Yeah. Sonia says, I'm sorry I have to go. Headed to the free clothing bank here. Love you, Bethunes. We love you so much, Sonia. I hope you have an amazing day. Darren says, Jen, I just Googled wildfires in Canada. As of the current date, July 16th, there are 201 active wildfires burning across several provinces. Half considered out of control. It is wild. The weather is wild, y'all. It's wild. Stay safe up there. Christopher says, your rig would be the perfect one-bedroom apartment. I know. I kind of want to do that with Blue Betty. I mean, I have some plans for Blue Betty, but like Kyle and I say, like for a couple or a single person for a 45-foot bus, like that is a whole lot of room. It is a ton of space. Darren says, these provinces include British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. That's way crazy. I went over my limit on that other comment. Oh, I got you. I knew what you're saying. Andrew said, I just want to throw it out there. We'll be in Destin for the month of September and October. Yeah, we will be getting down there probably beginning of December. We're trying something different. Every year we went back to Florida each winter, except for this past winter. And going to Florida is really hard on me, especially staying where we're staying. It's very close to where our accident was. And so each year my body has been in fight or flight or freeze. And it's just been so rough on me. And this past year, we came together as a family and we were like, listen, we've got to not go back. Mom's body needs some rest. And I will tell you, it has been so beautiful. Not that we don't miss our family, not that we don't miss our friends. It was just so beautiful to not be in that all winter. I was able to heal so much and like have a lot of growth because I wasn't concentrating on, being in panic all the time. And so hopefully we'll be down there in December. And then who knows when we'll get, who knows when we'll get back out west, but hopefully I will see you. Vesper said, yes, the kitchen is coming together nicely. Yeah, it is. There's still, tons of little things, but we're grateful for everything that was done and that, we're able to do. And we've got it to where it's pretty livable. It's our home and we're making her as best we can. Andrew said, I'll drive to you if you're around at that time. I'll let you know. Well, we're in the beet harvest until mid-November, I believe. And sometimes it can go all the way to like the end of November. However, our plans tend to change. So I'll let you know. Cami says, I love the wallpaper. Thank you. Where did I find that? I found it on Amazon. To me, it looks like little pineapple rings. Like, see, please don't drop the computers, Fifi. It looks like little pineapple rings to me up here. But yes, thank you. I really wanted like a fun 70s wallpaper, and that one was super easy to put up. It's by Wall Pops. They make my favorite peel and stick wallpaper. Crime Prana says, nowadays I have to apply my own nails and not get them done. Have to cut back on everything in general. Same. I grew my nails out, and these are those nail stickers from Dollar Tree that are fantastic, by the way. 10 out of 10. Love them. They don't have a lot of colors or patterns, but for $1.25, not so bad. But it's all those little things, right? It's still being able to get your nails done, still being able to have nice nails, and you're just kind of shaving off some of the costs, because the price of getting your nails done when I was younger, it was like $19.99 for a full set of acrylics. And now it's like $100 everywhere you go. It's like $100 to put nails on. And just the cost of everything is kind of going up. So I'm with you. Have to find, solutions. And I think that's pretty awesome. Cami says, oh, wow. Thank you, Jen. Liz says, are you going to go live every Wednesday because YouTube doesn't give me notification all the time? I kind of like Wednesday, to be honest with you. I kind of like Wednesday, and I'll schedule it Tuesday, the night before. So far I'm not going to promise it yet, but I do like Wednesday. Vesper says, they're so cute, those puppies. And oh, wow, the fires. Yeah. Just sending my love to everybody that's affected by those, because it is just awful. Christine says, hello, Jen. You look great. Hugs to you. Hugs right back, Christine. Thank you. I'm feeling really good. I've healed a lot. Kyle and I have healed a lot as a couple, being up here this winter, this summer. It's felt good. Stars like confetti. Why don't you live in Blue Betty anymore? That's a great question. We lived in Blue Betty for 5 years, and Blue Betty is much smaller than Daisy. And so she was just getting to the point where it was kind of claustrophobic, because the kids, when we first started out, they were so much younger. And Eli, he's lived more years in a bus than he has in a house. And we wanted to be able to have our home grow with them. And so Blue Betty is 40 feet long. Daisy is 45 feet long. Daisy is 6 inches taller than Blue Betty and 6 inches wider. And so the space in here compared to Blue Betty is just wild. And so it's worked out so much better. We wanted to give the kids kind of like their own room, in a sense, their own space. And we couldn't necessarily do that with Blue Betty. We tried to think about, okay, we could like completely remodel Blue Betty, but at the end of the day, she's a really old bus. We wanted something that was still in production because parts were getting to be so hard to find with Blue Betty. And we didn't want to keep being stuck on the side of the road and not having a part that was manufactured anymore. So there's a lot of things that went into moving into a new bus. And it was mainly centered around the kids and being able to give them a bigger space. Like Ben has his gaming space now and he loves it. Like each of my kids really enjoy sleeping in small spaces. Even before we moved into the bus, Eli loved small spaces so much. In the middle of the night, he would get out of his bed because he hated sleeping by himself or in a big room. And he would go get in the dog kennel and he would lock himself in the dog kennel. We had a big, huge wooden custom dog kennel. And he would sleep in there. He would get his blanket and go sleep in there. And he's just always really loved a small space. So that being said, we wanted to give them more space. But that's a great question. Karime Prano says, my son's dog just had a heartworm shot and he was on IV overnight. She is in recovery. Oh, sending so much love. That is scary. That is so scary when your puppy babies are not well and they have to get shots. And dogs are part of the family. They are their own special family member. And we love these guys so much. Like we were thinking about it. We spend almost 24/7 with our dogs, and Kyle calls them the nap crew. Like when he wants to go in the bedroom and take a rest, Kevin and Theodore are his shadow. They're plopping up in the bed. But yeah, it's hard when our puppies aren't feeling so good. Wow, that's a lot of fire. Yeah, it is. It is like, no, these fires are scary, scary, scary. Patty's Place says, let Kyle know that my husband and I tried his idea of taking a rotisserie chicken and shredding it to make chicken salad. It was delicious.
Good.
Yay! Yeah, Kyle loves that chicken. The one downside to the chicken is it is warm in a plastic bag. And so you kind of have to decide what pollutants you want in your life. And it's fresh chicken. It's better, I feel like, than canned chicken. Costco has really good products. So, yeah, I'm glad that you tried it. I used to love chicken salad. Oh, I love chicken salad. Nomadic Heart says, so happy to see you. I'm going to the casino to celebrate my mom's 69th birthday. I went on my B-day. I finally have free play and free food collected up for this time. Yes, you do. Happy birthday to your mama. Happy belated birthday to you. That sounds like a really fun day. And you know what? I believe that food tastes better when you pay for it in points. Like Starbucks, right? Because whenever you get enough stars, you can get a free drink or free product or what have you. And that coffee always tastes better when it's with points. I don't know about you, but for me, for sure. I live in the Destin, Florida area. I hope I can get to see y'all when y'all come to Destin. Me too. We were actually talking to Molly. We stayed she's talking, her 13th birthday is next year and she's already, planning for it. And so we're thinking of going to the beach in Destin. So I'll let everybody know if we do. Angela says, yes, your video yesterday was great. Love to hear about your life. Is there a link to purchase your book? Let me see if I can get one on there. Yeah, I really like making those videos. It's hard because, oh, you're not a moderator. You can't put that in there for me. You know what? I will do it in the description. I'll come back. No, let me just do it now. Amazon.com. But yeah, I like making those videos where it's just sitting and talking and doing, whatever the case may be, just to kind of not feel so alone in your day. And yeah, anytime that y'all have a suggestion of something that you want to see or any of those things, please let me know. Put it in the comments of the video if there's something that you want to see or a question for me to answer, right? I would love to make that. Liz says, my foster cat Jack heard your dogs whining. They've been a little barky at the little neighbor dogs walking by. This this campground does not have a dog park at it. So the dogs are kind of salty about it. So we've been trying to find dog parks in the area to take them to, or like really take them on extended walks, because they like a dog park. Simply Wicked says, hey, Jen. Hey. Liz said, I hope you blocked that mean person from your life. Yeah, that same person kind of continues to show up. And they go over to Kyle's video and make that comment. And, you know, it's, yeah, I just send them love, because there's so many other ways to spend your time, but that person watches each video and then comments on each video. And I just send them love. Hey, Melissa, how's it going? I hope your day is doing good. Nomadic Heart said, I would love your channel. I'd love to be traveling with y'all. My son and his wife live in Washington State. He's in the military. I miss him. I bet you miss him. And I bet that's scary, you know, having a son in the military. Yeah, Washington is a beautiful, beautiful place to be if you got to be somewhere. And yeah, he sounds like a really great kid. Sherry McKnight says, hey, lady. Hey, Miss Sherry. Stars like confetti says that makes complete sense. Soon Ben can drive the bus. He jokes about it. Ben's like, ooh, I get to drive the bus soon. He's supposed to get his permit, or he's eligible to get his permit next month. And but he really has no interest much in driving or getting it. So we're not going to force him to get his permit if he doesn't want to get it. And he'll be ready. Whenever he's ready to do it, he'll let us know. So I'll keep everybody updated on that. But he is eligible next month. Like, that's wild to have a child that's eligible to get a permit. Excuse me. Shh, Theodore, I'm trying to talk with my friends. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Such sweet puppers. Yeah, goodbye to everyone. Have a good day. I have to clean before it gets super hot. I don't blame you. It gets toasty out there. Classy Kitty says, good morning from Seattle, Washington. I love your jewelry. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Janae, good morning from California. I want to get to California soon. We have not explored Northern California. We did a little bit of SoCal, but we want to get back there and explore more. Liz, Jen, why did you stop eating all kinds of meat, or do you eat fish? And how do you get your protein? My body just did not want meat anymore. Like, it just got to where it didn't want to eat it. And hey, babe. It got to where it didn't want to eat it. And can you take him back there?
Come on.
Somebody's messing with the dogs. So my body got to where it just didn't want to eat meat. Like, every time I ate it, I would feel sick. Like, my stomach would feel sick. And I started digging into the raw, plant-based, vegan diet. And it takes 4 days for your body to process meat, as opposed to 24 hours with fruits and veggies. And so I started eating less meat, more other stuff. And so I found this stuff called meat. It's like faux meat. Anyway, it's made of beans, and they make it into hamburger. It kind of looks like hamburger. I really love it, to be honest with you. And so that has 9 grams of protein per serving. I eat a lot of hummus. I find my protein in certain things, but it's usually through some sort of bean. And my body's responded really, really well to it. My body feels super good. Christine says, peace, love, and light to you, Jen, Kyle, and your kids and pups too. Thank you, Christine. Sending you a big, big hug. Darren says, oh, Jen, I subbed to another family, the Shin Paws. They're from Florida. They're a family of 4 living in a motorhome. They're in Banff, Alberta, Canada, at the moment on their way to Alaska. Oh, that's so cool. We'll have to check them out. Angela says, thank you, Jen. Cami says, I appreciated your stories about your tattoos. Thank you. A few people asked recently about my tattoos, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just make a video and we'll put some clothes away. Today, I'm making a video, so it'll come out tomorrow, but I've got 3 months of mail. So I haven't gotten our mail from the mail service for 3 months. And so today I'm going to unbox it all. You're going to come with me. We're going to go to the post office. We're going to go to FedEx. We're going to pick up what I need to pick up. We're going to come back and then I'm going to open it because I forget what all is in there. Can't the Bay sent me some things. I've got some trades from the buy sell trade group. Got a couple other things in there too. So that's what we're doing today. Angela says, don't forget to give Jen a thumbs up. I would appreciate it if you could do that. Give me a little thumbs up. Patty says, we have a Yorkie named Callie, and she is a little love bug. She gets really tired on log walks, but still loves them. I bet they have little legs. They got super little legs. Chico's the same way, but little dogs, they have the cutest little wiggle in their booty when they walk. It's so cute. Vesper says, hey, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's back there wrestling with Kyle. Patty says, we have a Yorkie named Callie. She's, still loves to go on them. Nuts are high in protein. We keep those in the house. We got a lot of almonds. Ben likes a lot of mixed nuts. So I just have to find my protein in different ways. But overall, I just listen to my body and what my body is like. No, I don't want this, or yes, this feels good. And I mean, a lot of people say, well, then people will just eat all the chocolate cake they want whenever they just eat what their body wants. But I've gotten my body to where I can find clarity and alignment really quickly. And I can have a bite of that gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cake. Voice. I can have a bite of that gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cake and not have to eat the whole thing because I'm just satisfied with one bite. I'm not used to eat my feelings before. I don't know if any of you have done this, but I would eat when I was stressed and just to have something to do. And that would put a lot of weight on me. And I didn't even realize that I was doing it. I was just stress eating. And so now I can see, like, if I go grab food and I'm stressed out, I'm like, hang on a second. I ask myself, am I really hungry? Or is this my way of trying to bring down a trigger in a not healthy way by stuffing my face, right? Do I need to go take a walk instead? Do I need to have a drink of water? So it's much easier to find clarity now that I know my body. Liz says, maybe that's why I eat more chicken. Only twice a month I eat meat. Yeah, Kyle's a big chicken eater. He enjoys chicken. We don't eat as much ground beef. The ground beef that he does buy is the organic one from Costco. Because he gets gout pretty frequently and he takes his tart cherry pills for it, but he doesn't want to risk it. And so that's shrimp and beef, and that tends to affect him. But yes, these silly dogs running around. Speaking of that, they want to go potty. I've been helping Kyle walk the dogs. We've been splitting the chores. He's been helping me with dishes. So I'll wash and he'll dry and put away. And then when the dogs need to get walked, we'll both go out and we'll both walk all the dogs. And so it's been a nice little moment that we get to spend with each other and share time together doing some chores. Jack got the zoomies like your doggies. The energy is just contagious. Let me tell you, it's just wild. Darren says, stress, depression, or boredom eating most of the time is not good for anyone. No, it's not. It really isn't. It's just to fill a void, right? You're trying to fill something within yourself. And it's not because you're making a good conscious choice. It's because it just kind of makes you feel better in the moment. So anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me and spending Wednesday. If you like Wednesdays, if you think this is a great time to do a live stream, hit the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments of the videos. I love you all just so much. And I'm grateful that you spend a little bit of your time in my inner world with me. And I will see you later. Bye.